Okay, I've got time to film one more thing before I have to take off. This is something that I found out about a little while back, maybe a month or two ago, and I'm pretty excited about it. It's a documentary about my favorite group of all time, a-ha, and the title is a-ha the Movie. It's coming out in May. I'm definitely getting this, you guys. I'm just absolutely going to. I'm intrigued by this because not just because they're my favorite group, but also because, we get to know a little bit more about them and their interactions with each other. And from what I understand, it seems like there's definitely been, I mean, I kind of already sort of figured this, but there's definitely been some friction between these guys and they've gone their separate ways a time or two. They've always come back together. I have personally always felt they were their best when they were together. They combined the unique talents of each one of them to just create this awesome music that I have loved ever since I found out about them a long, long time ago. Back in 1985, when the song "Take on Me" came out, and I heard them playing it on the school bus on a boombox, and they kept playing it over and over and over again. And little ignorant me thought it was a radio station that was just replaying the same song over and over. I didn't even realize it was a tape. I mean, I was a little sheltered from some things like that because I uh, didn't have any tapes. We didn't have TV. I mean, I did end up buying their tape and everything, but I just was not exposed to a lot of that stuff, and so it was new to me. And so here we go. There's a documentary about them, and I'm so down for this. So, so happy that they're getting a little bit more attention. They still, I feel like they aren't given the attention that I feel like they deserve here in the States. They focus most of their energies, I believe, on international locations because, and that might have been a smart move because US audiences can be very fickle. And a lot of people here in the US they've pretty much forgotten about a-ha. I never have. And I feel like their best music has been the music that they created from 2000 and on, not necessarily their music from the 80s. There's so much more to them than Take on Me. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and jump right into this. Here we go. Aww, so young.
How can we get out of Norway?
Det var jo ingen som hadde gjort det før.
Magne ringer, og Pål og jeg skal til England.
Vi skal ut og bli internasjonale popstjerner. Norge for lite for oss. Satt på en sånn liten bedsit I London og skulle vise låter, da.
We didn't have a plan B, because plan B, you already started doubting plan A.
Right.
Klarer dere å bli verdensberømt?
No question, right?
First time a Norwegian group has made it big
Oh.
all over the world.
And then I found out that the intro song to Peacemaker, the group is Wigwam or something like that. They're from Norway too. They sing completely different type of music, but I thought that was kind of cool.
We were going to Australia with thousands of people at the airport. How do I handle all this?
Problemene krystalliserer seg ganske raskt.
Jeg kan ikke drive sånn og gnåle. Ikke si at det fint.
Til slutt så står man sånn og har lyst til å kline hverandre ned, liksom. Det masse ting jeg har gjort som ikke har blitt kreditert.
Write your own fucking cars.
Is Paul still in the band?
A-ha har aldri vært basert på vennskap.
Vi har et fellesskap I musikken.
Yeah. You hate to see that.
Det et av de største livebandene I verden.
I'd love to go see
I
them
don't
perform.
mind going through the painful bits if we can strengthen the legacy of the band.
Hvis jeg hadde bedt deg nå om å ta av deg på overkroppen, ville du gjort det?
Hvis du gjør det samme.
Oh, I love that. That was awesome. So, you know what? Women complain, especially Western women, they complain about being objectified. I'm so objectified. I don't like being seen as a sexual object. Meanwhile, they go out of their way to highly sexualize themselves, to make themselves look appealing and desirable, but then they can't stand it when people give them that attention. That's what they want. That's the whole reason they do that. Don't complain. I can't stand that. That really annoys me when women behave that way. And a lot of women do that. That was awesome. I loved his comeback because, look, just because guys, well, you know, maybe guys feel flattered to get this attention, and girls do too if it's a guy that they deem hot, okay? But guys, there was a video I did a reaction to, and I put out this question, and I got a lot of responses that I thought it was pretty interesting because, you know, I'm not a guy, so I mean, I understand how men think a lot of times, but I'm not a guy, so I can't 100% put myself in their shoes. But I was asking, you know, so like women are like, oh, if a guy is coming on to her or giving her all this attention, they're creepy. She calls them creepy, but it's typically only if she doesn't find him physically desirable. So I had asked guys, you know, like if a girl is giving you all this attention and coming on to you and you're not really into her, do you find that creepy? And most of the guys that were answering were saying something to the effect that no, you know, I actually find it flattering. I don't really find it creepy unless it gets really like she will not back off and she's, you know, cray cray, that sort of thing. And so I'm trying to come back around to his reaction to her. He's being objectified. And and you know, so many times guys are objectified, they don't really complain about it. And maybe a woman would be like, well, he likes it, so it's okay, or whatever. But maybe a guy doesn't like to be put in that situation where you're like, oh, will you strip to the waist? Let's see your body, you know, let's see you without your shirt on. Maybe he doesn't want to. And so his response to her, yeah, I will if you do. So I would love to see what her reaction to that was. I'm assuming they'll show it in the movie, but that was brilliant. I love that comeback. I love that. I'm looking forward to this. I like what I think, was it Magne or Mags that said something about or Paul, I couldn't tell. It was like a voiceover, but saying something like, I don't mind the painful bits if it helps to strengthen the legacy of the band. And I really appreciate that. You know, it makes me kind of sad to see that they have their, you know, their moments, but you know, any group of people that's close with each other, they're going to have these moments of friction. But there's this part of me that wants them to be the bestest of friends. And that's not necessarily, maybe friendship is built into it in some way, but, you know, mostly they function together because of the band. But they have to find this way to make things work to be able to be productive for the band. And I guess when they get to the point that it's become too much of a problem, that's when they go their separate ways. They did have like this farewell tour, and like in 2010 or something like that, they'd been back together for about 10 years and they broke up, and it was like, okay, well, you know, 25 years and they're breaking up. And I thought it was over for good because that's the way it was presented from what I can remember. Like in the 90s, they kind of went their separate ways, but it was like, well, we're taking a break. Okay, well, you know. But when in 2010, when they had this farewell tour, it was like, well, they are really quitting. And I was like, well, dang, that's terrible, because I never have really followed them individually. I always liked them together. And so then a few years after that, they came back with another album, Cast in Steel. I thought there was another one on the way, but I haven't seen lately. But, you know, I don't Personally, it doesn't bother me if groups need to make like this, take a break and then come back together and make some more great music. Take a break, come back together. To me, that's so much better than just saying, we're quitting, that's it, we're just totally done. Somehow they've been able to work through those issues, come back together, do their thing. And I think their music has been better for it. I just love their songs, and I look forward to whatever they've got in store for us, and definitely look forward to this movie. So, yeah, but it was something I wanted to share with you guys. I hadn't watched the trailer. I just knew of it. It's in my Amazon list because I'm going to order it when it becomes available. I could pre-order it now, but I'll just wait until the closer it gets to it. So, anyway, okay, well, I guess that's it. I'm going to wind down. Well, I have been winding down. I've got to take off. So see you guys later.